I'm Nancy Grace. I want to thank you for being with us. We are in a verdict watch here at HLN. We are live and taking your calls from the courthouse. Guilty? Not guilty. Believe it or not, day 2, the jury is still deliberating. What's the holdup? They've had one question after the next, after the next, after the next. Well, it all started last night, if you will recall. Right here, we were talking about the jury had requested video. What video? Well, let's see the video, Liz. First of all, we saw the video from the gas station. Recall that? Inside the Gate gas station where Michael Dunn sent his fiancée in to get more booze. This is the video. Re-rack it, please. What you're seeing is police. You're seeing the police as they get to the Gate gas station that evening. That is the additional video. That's the only probative video out of quite a substantial bit of video. But the judge gave them all the video that there was, all the surveillance video. This was the only other thing there was to see. Now, I'm going to show you the rest as our program goes on for you to see that there's nothing else for them to see. Liz, put it in a little box down so they can see what the jury saw. So the only other thing they can learn from that video was when the police came in. I also discovered the surveillance video is not time-coded, so they can't tell what time the police got there. So I don't know how much that helped them, but they got to see it. But that was just the beginning. Straight to the courthouse, joining me as CNN correspondent Martin Savage. That was just the beginning of the jury questions today. What did they want next?
Well, they had a lot of questions, Nancy. Nice to see you again. You mentioned that video. The other thing they wanted was a mannequin, a dummy. They referred to it as Bendy, apparently. Bendy, exactly. Thanks very much. And the Bendy had wooden dowels that had been used. This was a demonstrative tool used inside the courtroom to demonstrate the trajectory, that is, of the bullets going into Jordan Davis's body. They wanted to have that mannequin brought back so they could look at it directly in the jury deliberation room. The problem was this was not really evidence. It was a demonstration tool. There was a lot of discussion by the judge. Then there was discussion by Angela Corey and by the defense. The defense finally pushed back and said, you know what, Judge, I don't want that going back there. The judge said, well, it had to be a unanimous decision, so I'm telling the jury, no, they don't get Bendy. And they didn't.
So, bottom line, Martin Savage with me, everybody, at the courthouse, and we're taking your calls. I'm about to go out to the lines right now, but the reality is that in trials, in criminal trials, unless an object has been entered into evidence, it could be that videotape, it could be a murder weapon, it could be a number of things. Unless it's actually been admitted into evidence, the jury can't have it. Now, that was a demonstrative technique used often. I've used them many, many times. They're dummies. This one is named Bendy. They couldn't have it because it was not allowed into evidence. Once again, you're seeing that video. I want them to also see the video that shows absolutely nothing, Liz. It's just, you know, I want them to see what the jury saw. Out to Larry Hannon, reporter with the Florida Times-Union, also in court today. I'm actually stunned the jury hasn't come back with a verdict. Larry, satellite down. Let me go back to him. Marty, I'm surprised the jury hasn't come back with a verdict yet.
Well, you're not alone. I mean, there are a lot of people who are saying that it really shouldn't take this long. Going back to that video, I was talking to the defense attorney, and Corey Strolla is pointing out, he says, it's not so much what the jurors may see. He's hoping it's what they hear. He says, by the way, that's the reason the jury wants this video. He encouraged them to see all of the video, not the edited portion in court. He says they may hear witnesses after the shooting mention something captured on the microphone about maybe Jordan Davis, describing how he was acting, whether he got out of the vehicle, and whether or not he had a weapon. He says that was cut off by the prosecution when they ended the tape. He wants the jurors to hear it all.